Being recorded.
Good morning.
Morning.
How is everyone?
Okay.
You good?
Good. Thank you.
All right. John, you went through a lot recently.
Yeah, it's all going on Jersey at the moment. Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's the story?
Yeah. So, my mum passed away on 14th of October now.
Yeah,
But
sorry to hear that.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, she was 93, and
Wow.
lu- luckily she went at home, and I was with her, and my wife was with her where she wanted to be, and so she had where she wanted to be at the end. Thank goodness.
Yeah. My father was 93.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, good life, live
Yeah, she
93
had a
years.
good life. Yeah, we
That's
had a good
really-
celebration, a good wake for her, and
Did you have a good life?
she had a good life. Yeah, yeah, she had an interesting life.
Is your dad still alive? Or
No, he died about 30 years ago, so she was a widow for 30 years.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was only 76 when he died.
I see. What happened to him?
He had a stroke and then he had pneumonia.
I see.
Yeah, back in the days of lots of butter and lard and my mum had a double heart bypass about 20 years ago, so that probably kept her going a bit. But she was probably like you eat when you're in your youth, when you used to eat butter. She was always like that too.
Well, bypass helper, right?
It probably did, yeah.
It's amazing because I have these two friends that we all trained together in Poland, the same age,
Yeah.
and there was four or five of us. Uh, One is in Canada, and two are in Poland, and the two really had like triple by surgeries,
Wow.
and they train, but the food, like they like the food that is not good, saturated fat. So that's usually clogs the arteries, and then if they are lucky, they survive. And they were lucky both. One was very close to the hospital when it happened. I kind of recognized the symptoms.
Mm.
So the other one as well. So they were lucky. And about 50% people die when the heart attack happens. And the other 50 from the 50 die within 2 years.
Really?
So
Gosh.
they don't change the way of living. And 25% seems like is able to change and live longer. So something happened to your mom. I don't know. Did she change?
Oh, really? I think she was just tough. She was brought up in Ireland in the 30s, and it was hard times. She lost four of her brothers and sisters very young from TB and things like that. So she was always did a lot of walk. She walked everywhere, and she was just, I guess,
Active.
just a strong lady. Yeah.
Yeah, active really helps. So
Mm.
movement helps because at least burns everything what's inside. Also, what helps is that if people are uh, skinny, so they don't have much body, it means that when they eat, they don't overeat, so everything is burned.
Okay. Yeah.
So nothing is accumulated and cannot be accumulated. So it's eaten. So it's used for energy. So that is one of the way to live long. And in Japanese, it's called hara hachibu, something like that.
Mm.
So this is 80% full, means you're always under it.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
You're never satisfied. So as soon as we eat too much, then it has to go somewhere. Economy is very clear. If you eat 500 calories too much, then there's 500 calories have to turn into fat and placed somewhere. So some of it goes to the arteries. So it goes everywhere. The body builds up. That's why, like eating, living long, it means that we have to stay on the hungry side a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, and not satisfied completely, because once we are satisfied, then the build-up process begins. And then when we undereat, also the body, when the body doesn't have enough calories, it breaks from the body everything what is not good. So it's a natural selection for the body to live only the most essential things that they are needed. And those they are not, goodbye, eaten. So, it's the message is very clear, but the knowledge is not change. Knowledge is just information. So if we know things, doesn't mean that we change. So it's you can parallel this with form that we need for exercise. So we need the form to make the skills. So if there's no form, we really cannot make skills. So it's kind of the same way when it comes to food and knowledge about the food, that as soon as we know things, but we cannot imply them, we cannot practice them, then the change is the way that it is. The change is always the way we practice. It's not that we understand things. It's the way we practice. So really knowledge is something that we need to have, but the end game is practice, skills, build up the skills. So knowledge is useless if it's not used, not implied. So science is this way. Science doesn't change us. So you have to practice something. So science is there. People build the iPhone, and then we practice on the iPhone, right? Yeah, we either stay there for 4 hours, and then after a while we develop some kind of addictions that are not good for us. But that's the practice. The practice is we practice good things and bad things. So whatever practice is the manifestation of life. Philosophy doesn't change us. It's an information. It's not really poetry, it's information. when it links us to certain practice, then all this information, knowledge becomes useful if links us to the good thing, because it can links us to the bad thing too, and most of the time links us to the bad because it's an easy choice, right? It's easy to do the same, or it's easy to do at that time what feels good. That's why easy choices, hard life. So the practice is that matters. And a happy body, you can know the happy body, right? The whole information and so on, but you don't practice, so you don't take benefits of the happy body. Even with yoga, it's the same. People really love yoga, but also some they love yoga to know about yoga, not to practice yoga. So that's the same story. But we are infatuated with knowledge. We think that knowledge is good, and it is good. It's just we have to somehow find the links to the practice. If we don't find them, then the knowledge is not useful. So then the practice have to be somehow built with likability, that we like it, that is not too hard, just right, that has the compound interest built up, makes us better over time. And then if that is that way, then it's easier to develop the habit that eventually helps us to do the day that way. So what's your habits? What's your day usually? Alani, what's your day?
Well, I wake up and I'm learning the form of the happy body still. So I do that first thing.
So the first thing what you do is you practice the routine.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's good. Good.
So I'm good. That's my new consistent habit with
Okay.
routines. And I think that's the only routine that's really that I can count on right now. The
Well,
food,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out my metabolic rate, like not in my head, but what my body actually does with the food I give it. And when I was talking with Aniela a few weeks ago, she taught me how to weigh myself every day and the changes. Is that something you teach too? 'Cause I had a question about it.
Yes, of course. The only way that you know your metabolic rate is that you keep standing on a scale every day. And when you add the food that you eat and you don't change, you don't lose weight or gain weight, then you can approximate what is your metabolic rate. So if you eat, let's say, 2,000 calories and you don't change, you don't gain, you don't lose, that's your metabolic rate.
Okay. But she was saying if you lose too much, is it 3 pounds? She said 3 pounds. I don't know if it's for a day. If it's a way less, then
Oh,
you're
that's
under.
just water. That's just water. It's not really real weight. So,
But there's a way to see if you're under eating. If you lose, I understand if you stay the same or gain, you're eating the same as your metabolic rate or more. But what happens if you're losing? What's the timing if you're under eating and losing too much? Do you go by week or day by day or?
yeah, morally, you have to look at it from the perspective of a of a week or a month. then you can really see it whether it's true or not. Because fluctuation between days, it can be huge. But if you, when you look from month perspective, then the numbers are more solid. So let's say in a month you lost 5 pounds. So it means that the average is about 1.2 a week. So which is good.
Okay.
And it's safe, right? But if you start losing more than that over time, then it can be really hard on the body. So it's possible, but it's just hard.
Okay, that makes sense.
The people lost weight in extreme conditions like wars and so on, and they lost a lot of more. They almost didn't eat anything, right? People in the Holocaust, they ate only 200 calories or 300 calories a day. So, and they lived until, there was no fat on them, and that what killed them. So it's it's that a certain amount of loss can be challenging. You can lose 2 pounds a week, but it becomes more challenging because you can estimate what is the amount of food that is coming from the body from food. If it's 2 pounds and you are 2,000 calories metabolic rate or eating 2,000, so you deliver 1,000 and 1,000 has to come from the body. And usually the food that comes from the body is not good because it's just fat. So it's not nutritious. And when you eat food, it's nutritious. So it's better when you have more food and less body comes from the body.
Okay. That is awesome.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really up to you. But over time, you should see the change. So if you see the change over a period of months and it's consistent, that it means you consistently under eat certain amount of calories. And these are the mathematics. So these mathematics, the body cannot do anything about it. The body is energy.
So you said that your body can't do anything about it. I didn't understand what that meant.
Oh, it means that people try to talk about that the body can resist you, or the body cannot do anything. The body is energy and follows the energy patterns. If you under eat 500 calories, the body has to give you 500 calories to live life, and it has to happen.
Okay, that makes sense.
But people don't like the idea of calories because it makes them aware and then frustrated, and they can have beliefs that it's not fair that they would eat so little. So there is a lot of elements here with the food that it's not comfortable for people to face economy and numbers. Some people would rather to do it intuitively, and that's good. If they change and achieve, nobody has to count anything. It means that they follow the way the body is eating its own fat. They are under eating, And that's what's happening. And the results are there.
So that makes sense. Like you do it intuitively or logically.
Yeah, exactly. Cognitively, you can do it with the plan, with the counting, but you can do it without counting at all. And if you are losing, let's say, 4 or 5 pounds a month, whether you're counting or not is not important. What is important is the achievement, progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that this one is better or that one is better. No, it's not true. That the truth is the most important is the improvement. And what
Yeah.
is improvement? So if people want intuitive but they don't achieve it, then it needs to be flipped into the cognitive way of approaching it. More, finding the plan and why is it not working and looking into the plan. If it works, that's fine. But if it doesn't, then the plan has to be looked in. So you need to look into it and see why it's not working, why a person doesn't lose this 4 or 5 pounds a month.
Well, okay. So you kind of can take it like intuitively for a month, and if you have the same results, then
Months,
it's good.
yeah, it's some months, and because some people believe that they can do it, so they need some months, like 3 6 months for that,
Yeah.
and then they can see because it's easier to accept the fact that actually whatever you do doesn't work the way that you want it.
It's so if you give it like a months, and it's easier to accept that it doesn't work if you do an experiment. That's it.
Yeah, you do 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you give yourself time. And after 6 months, if you're the same way, means it doesn't work, right? So then you can start, okay, can I look into the plan or I'm still fighting and then I want my intuitive way? Okay, that's fine too.
I think the last year I have done more intuitive, but I've stayed more the same. I used to be gaining weight slowly, and now it's like the same with more intuitive approach. So that's interesting.
Yeah, you can still do the intuitive and start a little bit less and see if that works.
So I would say a little bit less would feel like more less satisfied, like you were saying before. Or
More about, how many times do you eat a day,
I eat 5 times.
right?
And I just kind of I eat when I'm hungry, and I try to stop when I'm satisfied or full. So it seems pretty okay, but I need to tweak something. If I'm staying the same or gaining a little bit than the last year.
Then you are overeating. Living the excess life,
Okay.
eating too much. So that's not a good story. That is not the good news, right? Because
Yeah.
you still, accumulate. How old are you?
I'm 51, and I'm in like transitioning with menopause and hormones too now.
Yeah, 51, then like you really need to get serious because any accumulation of whatever the body is creating in the body is it can be a problem. And when accumulation happens in arteries, well, we know what it means. It means bypass surgery or death. So uh,
So that is with overeating in general, you're saying?
yes, yeah. Well, overeating in general, but also eating wrong food.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like when you eat somehow when people eat too the fat, too much of the saturated fat. Somehow it goes, into the arteries and accumulates itself there. I have one of the friends in Poland that he was doing bodybuilding and he has the ideal body weight, but he had the free bypass surgeries, so triple bypass surgery. And lucky that he is alive. So, but he doesn't eat well. We were in Poland many times. We saw how he eats. I would never eat that thing what he eats. And
that like
yeah,
like saturated fat or animal products, you're saying?
yeah, a lot of butter and bread, butter, and then the meat that is with saturated fat. There's a lot of fat.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream. He loves ice cream, so
Yeah.
if you give me ice cream or potato, I would definitely eat potato. So, but it's that how we believe and how we live is important. That's why the knowledge is important, because eventually we can shift, we can make choices, different choices, and live that different way of life. Like definitely, I live a different way of life than 20 years ago. So that it's important to have this brain that evolves, has the plasticity, and accept the necessary, the significance of something that needs to be done. That sees the gaps, the possible change, or needed change.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Well, thanks, John, for your patience through all this. You're probably at an ideal body weight, but
It's really interesting, man. Although my body weight's about right, the fat percentage is not right. So I'm probably
oh yeah,
30 friends, so I think I'm about the right weight, but it's too much fat, so it's all really interesting for me.
oh good.
The growth of the muscle for you is important. So getting stronger is the only way. So you have to get stronger, so the body preserve the muscle or even build and lose the fat because you deliver the same calories and the body keeps the same body weight. So if that happens, when the strength, you're getting stronger, you're getting more muscle and less fat. And that process is automatic, that just happens because the body is wired toward building the muscle. Once we challenge the muscle to the point of getting stronger, it needs to build and is building more than before. So if the fat has to give energy at that point if the body weight is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting, scenario.
My thing is I'm using the happy body as a routine, but I like to go to do things at the gym for entertainment, I guess you'd say, or getting ready to walk around Italy.
That's fine. Yeah, the happy body is the base. You do always is your base of training, a base that gives you flexibility, certain strength, mobility, and also gives you data to know whether something is wrong with the body and you need to heal or you need to release something. So if you repeat the same music, like the happy body is this music, you play the music, and you play music for months and years, then if something happens, like one figure doesn't work, then right away you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same with the happy body. If you squat and you feel the tension in your hip or knee or calves, right away you know. So the sensitivity is extreme for detection. So the happy body is this detector. And, builds mobility, builds flexibility, prevents you from injuring yourself if you go and you do entertainment in the gym. So that's fine. That you can go and do it. So people that do the happy body, they go and ski, they go and surf, and they do the CrossFit and climbing mountains and whatever, right? So, but or athletes do the happy body to recover after the training, to know and to see if the training didn't do something, accumulated something that is not good in the body, the tension grows somewhere. Because we don't feel it that grow part. We can feel it after a week or two, and that's when it's too late, when the knot is formed and that we pull the big muscle or something. It can capture in a day. The happy body can capture it like this. After the training, right away, the tension is built up and needs to be released.
Well, that's cool. You could find it earlier.
You can find it the same day, right away.
Yeah.
After whatever you do. You go to ski and in the evening you do the happy body and something it happens there what it didn't happen before. That is the sign that something really something happened there. So you have the possibility to release it instead of letting it to accumulate over days, the future days.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. The happy body is a really beautiful system. I do Olympic weightlifting and I do the happy body every day. So sometimes I find problems in the body because of training. So I work on it, release it. So without the happy body, I would not be what I am. So I'm thankful for these people that created
it. That's you. Yay.
Well, the happy body doesn't care that was me or not. It's really funny. I still have to go and do it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something that you practice and you need to keep practicing.
So I have a question about you started eating more vegan like 20 years ago for your health, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So how has that been for the 20 years?
Awesome. I love it. I cannot imagine myself to eat any animal, even eggs or milk or just crazy, or even honey, because we don't eat anything that comes from animals. So really, the plants is the first food that grows on our planet.
Mm-hmm.
When animals eat the plants, that's the second level of food. The first original is the soil, the plant, the potato or fruits or whatever it is. Then the animal eats the plants, and then that's the second level. The third level is when animal creates something like eggs. So that's the third level. Milk is the third level away from plants. So in a way, the food is manufactured again in a different form and again. And
So
it's related to the soil animal.
Yeah. So when you eat plants, it's the most nutritious because it's the closest.
Yes, and the most original food, authentic, original.
Uh-huh.
Right, it's the first phase of food. Fruits too. So you have a tree, you have fruits,
Yeah.
as well as the veggies, and then the plants also create the second level, like seeds. Oh, somebody's here. Okay. Like seeds, right? Nuts.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's kind of a second level wheat, grains. So it's less nutritious than the plant.
Huh. I haven't thought of that before.
Yeah, it's the concentration of the food and what the food needs to have DNA to create another plant,
Oh yeah.
right?
Well, wouldn't that be like concentrated nutrition then?
No, it's that the concentration is more about the DNA and then when we look into, for some reason, in the grains and nuts, mostly is the sugar,
Oh, really?
lots of sugar, and not vitamins and not minerals,
Mm-hmm.
mostly calories. But it comes from fat, like nuts and seeds. We have the fat, we'll have some sugar, mostly fat, very little protein, and that's that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not nutritious. When we compare animal flesh to veggies, then the veggies are better, but animal flesh is good too. Has a lot of vitamins, minerals, and so on. It's because animal flesh.
Hmm.
So if you are okay with eating animal flesh, then you can eat animal and veggies. That would be and fruit, and that would be probably the best way of eating. If you eliminate the animal, then you stay with the plants and fruits, limited grains and limited seeds.
Okay.
Then you can get healthy. The situation with vegetarians sometimes is that they eat too much of the grains, and that's not nutritious food, and that could be the problem, or seeds and nuts. That could be a problem of being malnutritious.
Yeah, I see that.
But if they eat a lot of greens, the greens is where nutrition is.
The greens.
Yeah, broccoli, spinach, kale, yeah, cabbage, cauliflower, onion. Onion is different, but you know the what is it? Onion with the green on top. What is it called?
Not the leek, is it?
Leeks, yeah, leeks.
Yeah.
The combination a little bit, the green and the white, right? Because it depends on the onion, because it can be a red onion.
Oh
But
yeah.
the onion, garlic, and leeks are the top of the anti-cancer foods that are on the top of fighting any cancer. So some reason the bites that the garlic has the onion, somehow might be related to the why they are so potent. Good? Any other questions?
Well, I'm wondering how people learned how to make hemp bread, because the early Happy Body people talk about that.
We didn't make hemp bread. We bought it. So,
Okay.
we really didn't make. That was a really good bread. I really like that bread.
Where'd you buy it?
I
guess
was in Whole Foods. It goes everywhere
okay.
around here.
I don't know if they sell that anymore, but
Yeah, hemp, right? So
yeah.
must be good for you.
Well,
But there's a lot of like fabric made out of hemp and foods, and hemp is interesting. Yeah. All right. So what's the word for today?
oh dear.
Hmm?
I'll say intuitive.
Okay. You were writing that. Yeah, intuitive can work. You have to be accountable though. So you have to check if what you want works. If
So
you are intuitive without the check, then you don't even know that you gained 20 pounds.
the scale is your accountability.
Yes, and stand on it, the number in the journal, and face the music, I would say.
Okay.
John?
Improvement, I think, for me.
What is it?
Improvement.
Oh, improvement.
Bad
Right.
signal. Improvement.
Yeah, the improvement is interesting because that's another way of checking whether whatever you do is working, right? So if you want that muscle grow improvement, then you need to have it. It has to happen. If it doesn't happen in 3 6 months, then you start really altering your way what you do, because it's only sustains, or it's even makes, sometimes you can make it even worse, right? So improvement is life, is really a force of creativity, youth. Yeah, yeah. Improvement is when happens when we are young and everything is good. We grow. That's improvement. As soon as we get hit 35, your improvement is done. Then we don't improve anymore. So we simply, everything deteriorates. It deteriorates, and it can deteriorate very fast until we get around 60 and die, or we can deteriorate until 100 and we are still good at 100. So it's really up to us, and how we create change in our life. That's the angle depends on. So my word, improvement, change, change. Very good.
I have one last question. Like, how long does this class go? Is it the end of the year or
Yeah, end
more?
of the year. We started the beginning of the year. I think so, right?
Well, the first meeting was February, but you started sending emails January, so
So yeah, we'll see what is the first, like what was the first video that I sent.
the first meeting
Yeah,
was February 18th, I want to say, around there.
yeah, so it must be there. So we will go until that day.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Great session. Thanks, Jersey.
Bye bye.